Alright guys, today I'm going to talk you through a Runes and Masteries guide. Kind of just like a brief summary of what I use and why I use it. You guys asked for a build guide and I put it out there, and apparently a lot of you guys have had a lot of success with it. Last year was predominantly based around pushing and banner commands, easy rot and things like that. And this year we're all kind of reverting back to the AP build, and I'm finding it a lot funner. I'm climbing with it, and it's kind of... I was losing love for Heimerdinger for a while there just because of the build path, and going full AP to an extent has really brought back the oomph that I had for the champ, and I think he's in a relatively good state. He's never ever going to be a meta pick, but he's not bad. He's not bad at the minute. But we'll start with my Masteries. The Masteries haven't really changed from last year, but I'll talk you guys through it and kind of give you a little mini breakdown of why I choose certain things. So we go 12-18 with predominantly Keystone Thunderlords, okay? And then on the left hand side we have Ferocity. So we start off with 2% extra ability power or ability damage, because either that or we're going to get attack speed. Obviously we don't want attack speed on Heimerdinger, so we put 5 points in that. We then go down, we have Fresh Blood. Your first basic attack against a champion deals an additional 10 damage plus 1 per level damage, 6-second cooldown. Or you can get Feast, or you can get Exposed Weakness. I would either get this or Feast. Killing a unit restores 20 health, 30-second cooldown. I guess it's not bad for extra sustain early game. But I really am liking Fresh Blood. It's kind of different. You're always auto attacking, especially if you're a top lane Heimerdinger. So you're always going to be punishing them with your auto attacks, and Fresh Blood really kind of adds something different to the lane, especially early game. So choose between these two. Do you want sustain or do you want damage? So then we're moving down, and we have Vampirism. You get Lifesteal or Spell Vamp, or you can get extra attack damage and ability power. I like to go for the ability power, but once again, you can kind of choose what you want and what you feels best for your playstyle. Either of these kind of fit into an ability power build for Heimerdinger. I just predominantly like extra AP. Moving down, we can have 1.5 increased damage for each unit enemy champion you've killed. Double-edged sword, 5% additional damage and take 2.5 additional damage. That's pretty damn good. You get 5% additional damage regardless. So from the get-go, 5% additional damage. Obviously 2.5 damage extra done to you is a trade-off you give there, but I think 5% is a significant amount to kind of just pump in the talent. And then we have gain up to 5% increased damage over 5 seconds when in combat with enemy champions. I guess you could have a mild trade-off of those two, but I think the safest bet is double-edged sword, because you're always going to have a 5% regardless. So then we move over to the Cunning Tree. The Cunning Tree is where you're going to hopefully get down to and get your Thunderlord's Decree. I've had Deathfire Touch in the past, and I've kind of balanced the two to see what was the better. And Thunderlords is always the best, guys, in my eyes. In my eyes, anyway. Some people think that Deathfire Touch is better because of his turrets and things like that. It really isn't. I love the poke you get with Thunderlords, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So, you either have simple target attacks and spells deal 1 bonus damage to minions and monsters, or you have movement speed. I just like movement speed, guys. Again, whatever you kind of want. Early on in the tree, you can kind of choose whatever you want. I just like the 3% movement speed out of combat. It's quite good for, say, whenever you push a tower and you want to go mid lane, or you want to go and help Dragon. You know, it's quite good. Or say you recall, it helps you get back to lane a lot faster. 3%, you know, over the course of 30 minutes, really kind of does add up if you really think about it. So then we move down to Runic Affinity. Do you want extra buffs? Do you want extra buff time? Nope, because you're not really going to be getting much buffs apart from your blue buff. That's if the jungler is kind, which more than likely they're not going to be. Or you can have 2% increased damage to champions with no allied champs nearby. I guess you could get that. I really guess you could get that, because most of the time you are going to be trading 1v1 in lane. But I really like Secret Stash. You'll see when I play, I always have the Secret Stash. I'm always going back and getting cookies. And all it does, it turns your health potions into biscuits. And these biscuits restore 15 health and mana instantly on use. And this kind of really helps me early game, especially with me not building any mana and having a relatively low sustain until I get my Doran's Ring. So I'm a massive fan of Secret Stash, but again, you could say swap it out for Assassin if you really wanted to. You go down to Merciless, deal 5% increased damage to champions below 40% health. I think that's pretty damn good. Another 5% if you kind of combine it with this bad boy over here. And then you can either have regenerate 0.3% of your mana missing every 5 seconds. Put 5 points in that, obviously. You can have the trade-off between the two. Do you want damage? Do you want mana sustain? I build Doran's Rings, and I feel that I don't really need this. But then again, it's up to yourselves. Then we move on to Greenfather's Gift. Stepping Indie Brush causes your next damage and attack or ability to deal 3% of your target's current health as bonus magic damage. This is actually pretty damn good, guys, for doing death bushes. You know, if you're doing Heimerdinger, setting up your 3 turrets in the bush, and absolutely trying to annihilate people, yeah, this is actually pretty damn good. But when you start playing higher ELO and ranked and stuff, death bushes aren't really a main focus of kind of your ganks and things like that. So I went for a safe bet. Went for Dangerous Game. I think it's pretty good. Champion kills and assists restore 5% of your missing health and mana. See, to be honest, guys, I think this is absolutely superb, because the amount of times I can be tower dove someone, or they've tower dove me and I've got a kill at the last second. Maybe like the jungler's ganked me and both of them are trying to dive me and I kill one of them, and then the 5% ticks at the last moment and just about saves me. Like, I really think Dangerous Game is a good choice here. But again, it's up to yourselves. Or you can do Bandit. Bandit's just the gold for every nearby minion killed by an ally. You're not going to put any points in that because you're not a support. You go down to Precision. Do you want Lethality and Magic Pen? That's pretty damn good. Or you can get Intelligence. Your cooldown reduction cap is increased to 45% and you gain 5% cooldown reduction. The reason I go with this, guys, is because I don't really build this. Is kind of maybe counterproductive. I could swap across to Precision possibly, but I don't really know how effective that amount of Magic Pen would be. But Intelligence, I don't really build a lot of cooldown items, so I feel that getting this gives me 5% cooldown reduction off the get-go from level 1. So it kind of keeps me afloat whenever I am building, say, Leandries and Rileys, which don't have any cooldown reduction. But again, if you're building a high-end cooldown reduction build, this is definitely what you want to put your 5 points into. And then we go down to the bottom of the tree, and you're not going to get Windspeaker's Blessing at all. Just forget about that. And you can have Storm Meter Surge, dealing 30% of your champions max health within 2.5 seconds, grants you 40% movement speed and 75% slow resistance. It's not bad. I don't feel that it really revolves around Heimerdinger's playstyle. That is why I've gone for Thunderlord's Decree. Your third attack or damaging spell against the same enemy champ, causing a lightning strike, dealing magic damage in the area. Damage is 10 per level, plus 30% of your bonus attack damage and 10% of your ability power. This is pretty much, guys, every third hit you're going to get a lightning bolt striking down on the enemy champion. And this is pretty awesome in Heimerdinger because you've seen how many rockets he shoots out with his W. If you just land your W on one person, the amount of rockets in that W will count as 3 attacks. So if you land your W on someone, that's going to strike down Thunderlords, which is pretty damn epic. As well as this, early game, Heimerdinger has quite a large range on his auto attacks. If you're constantly auto attacking the person you're laning against, Thunderlords is going to be proccing all the time. Obviously there's a cooldown on it, but as soon as it's up, it's going to be very fast to proc, and it actually goes well with your turrets as well. Whenever your turrets laser beams hit, that counts as one of the attacks. The auto attacks don't count because that'll be pretty OP, but you could time it where one of your turrets laser beams hits, then you auto attack again, and then they maybe walk in another turret's laser beam. That's going to bring down the thunder, and they're going to be absolutely annihilated. But yeah, that's my masteries, guys. Hopefully you guys understand. I was a little bit in depth about it, and use it and abuse it, and hopefully you guys climb ELO fast. Alright guys, I'm going to talk you through my runes now. You guys now understand my masteries hopefully a little bit better, and my runes should hopefully not be too complicated. The rune page that I call AP mix because it's a mix of different kind of AP runes, pretty much. So I start with ability power quints, 3 of them bad boys. I have magic pen marks. I have ability power seals. And I have scaling ability power glyphs. I could probably update this in some shape or form, guys, to be honest, but I feel that it's a really safe rune page to have. The reason being is, you know, you have a good amount of ability power at level 1, you have a relatively okay amount of magic pen, and you have the skill and ability power there also. And you could predominantly go all ability power and just nothing else, or you go full magic pen and nothing else. or you just go full skill and ability part and nothing else. But I feel that having a kind of slight mix of the three, it sets you up for really any matchup and what they build. You know, you don't want to go full ability power and then they possibly start building full MR from the get-go. And you maybe don't want to go full magic pen when you maybe would have got a lot more damage from full ability power runes at the beginning. And then the skill and ability power is just kind of a safe bet, because I think whenever I was buying runes, whenever I looked at the ability power that you could put into glyphs, I think skill and ability power worked out the best at that time. Might have to go back and have a look at it again. But this is my runes, guys. It's not overly complicated. I don't really have to talk about it that much. You can just copy it, go into the store and buy the runes that I have. And hopefully you guys have a lot of success with what I've told you today. Hopefully the information is helpful. If not, comment below and ask any questions you want. I'm quite proactive at answering them. And even better than that, let me know if you guys have had success with any other Masteries or runes, and let me know, because I'm willing to try new things. I'm not the best in the world, but I'm quite informed when it comes to Heimerdinger, and I'm open to a lot of suggestions and a lot of stories that you guys have for me. So until next time, bros, take it easy, peace out, and good luck in the rift.